October 3rd, 2023. If you remember, this came out of Newberg, Oregon. This aircraft spinning down out of view here. There was 3 on board. 2 did not make it. 1 was seriously injured. We're going to go over the NTSB final report. Piper PA 44-180 was a Seminole. November 8360 kilo. Here is the aircraft as it ended up going through the back of this house. You can see the front is totally crushed, and then the passenger back there did survive. Here is that aircraft, the Piper Seminole, and there is the tail number there. There was no injuries to the people on the ground. The flight instructor, pilot receiving instruction, and the passenger departed the multi-engine airplane to conduct a flight training. The syllabus for the flight included a review of stalls, slow flight, steep turns, and single engine emergencies that include minimum control airspeed VMC procedures. So a lot of things they were training for, and a lot of things could go wrong. The pilot passenger who survived, who was seated in the right rear seat, reported that the pilot receiving instruction was at the controls and was performing a VMC maneuver when the loss of control occurred. At the start of the maneuver, about 5,300 feet mean sea level, the pilot receiving instruction was flying the airplane. Passenger stated that during the maneuver, the stall horn sounded. The airplane almost immediately went inverted to the left. When the airplane entered a spin, the pilot receiving instruction verbalized the steps to return the airplane to level flight, recover from the spin, and subsequently requested the flight instructor take over the flight controls. Numerous witnesses reported seeing this thing spiraling, is what we just saw. So the VMC is the speed below which the aircraft directional control cannot be maintained if the critical engine fails. During a VMC demonstration, power is reduced on the critical engine and the airplane is recovered before the loss of directional control or a stall. Juan Brown went over this and explained all of the training and what can happen. Post-accident examination of the airframe and engine revealed no evidence of any mechanical malfunction or failures. So this is where the aircraft ended up. So a lot of homes in this area in Oregon. Here, firefighters are on scene. So a lot for them to go over. They have to make sure, when you see cars, you can see the van there. Multiple cars in the driveway, so we're thinking there's people home. So you have to go ahead. They pulled hand lines. You want to activate medics. You can see medics are standing by there. They went and got inside the house. No fire, no post-accident fire. But then also the plane is, in the roof. So there you can see the firefighters have to light up the scene. You want to look for any survivors in the house, in the aircraft, but you also have to look for stabilizing the plane. You got to watch for any kind of collapse of the house itself, but then also fuel spills of the plane, fire hazards in the house. So a lot of stuff could happen on scene here, so firefighters have to be aware. But also they did have that one survivor that they needed to help, right? So getting on scene, it's very important to keep all these things in mind. Protecting life, stabilize the incident itself, and then also protect everybody on scene. So here it is. Luckily, you can see it kind of went through the back of the house there, so the people inside were okay. But extreme damage to the front end there, and you can see they did look like they did make some cuts here to the aircraft. We have extrication tools. You have spreaders that you can, if you can't really make those cuts, you can use the spreaders first to make room, and then you bring in the cutters, you can cut. We have the ram tool that can really spread things apart if you have to push the dash away. But it looks like they made enough room here to get that patient out, and good, she was a witness. She could explain what happened. So probable cause on this one is the pilot receiving instructions, failure to maintain control of the airplane, and the flight instructor's inadequate supervision of the flight, which resulted in a stall spin from which they were unable to recover. So very sad one on this one, but glad the NTSB came out with their final report. If you want to see more of these, you can watch it here. Please subscribe to the channel. This is Arfred Ampioni. I'll see you guys next time.